اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to a new episode of the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah and SimplyRYQ Q&A series, both of which are brought to you by TVQ.Academy, your borderless school of the Qur'an. Subhanallah, who could believe it? Today, while we are having a SimplyRYQ Q&A, which is part of the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah, this marks Surah Al-Baqarah episode number 164. Episode number 164 means we are only 11 episodes away from finishing this historic project. And for those of you, the good people who have been following with us from the beginning until this very moment, I know how it feels, mashallah. And I pray that Surah Al-Baqarah intercedes for all of us in dunya before even in the akhirah. May we be among the true companions of the Qur'an in dunya who will qualify for the intercession of the Qur'an on the day of resurrection. This SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah has inspired a lot. Of course, the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah itself was inspired by other programs, other SimplyRYQs on TVQ.Academy. So all thanks and praise are first and foremost due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has inspired us and has kept us going all this while. And I also want to seize this opportunity to extend my word of appreciation to those who have been helping with dua, and also those who have been supporting and ensuring that TVQ.Academy as well as the other channels keep moving. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward everyone and reward all of you in dunya and akhirah. Allahumma ameen. So today our daily activity, which comes from as part of SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah, it also comes from SimplyRYQ Q&A. And our session today, subhanallah, we have already finished 15 sessions. And our session today is session number 16, and it comes with one single item. And the item comes in a form of a question which says, how to read that Hamzah. How to read that Hamzah. Okay, let's put it into context. This question came from one of mashallah dedicated readers of SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah. So he was reading Surah Al-Baqarah and he reached to this particular verse and he got stuck here, or he read this particular word wrongly, even though he had followed and practiced, and I'm sure that he practices a lot, mashallah, tabarakallah. Yet this happens when we practice, and yet when we come to perform, we may miss some things. Why? Because of some imaginations we develop along the way as we grow in our learning. So the normal way of reading this phrase of the verse is Alam tara ila al-mala'i min bani Israel. And as a matter of fact, this mistake, which was made by this particular student, is a common mistake which I have encountered a number of students making it, right? So how did he read it? He read it, Alam tara ilal mala'i min bani Israel. So why did he get stuck here? Okay. It is because, let's take a look at the normal position of this Hamzah in other verses so that we can make sense of this particular word here. Now, in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ, verse number 4, وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ. Look at this. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ. So now we have Lam Alif. Look at this. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ. This is lam alif. Between the lam alif, there is a Hamzah in between. And that Hamzah got fatha. So, are they connected in a way or another? Is this Hamzah on top of alif? Therefore, we say wabil akhirati, supposedly. But no, the rule here is we have Hamzah that falls between lam and alif. And this Hamzah is an independent letter. All right. And this alif becomes extension. So it becomes wabil akhirati. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ. Is there a possibility that this Hamzah will be on top of the alif here? Yes. The possibility is yes, and not only possibility is fact that it can be on top of the Hamzah, but in a different word with a different meaning. Here we have وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Look at this. فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا. So وَبِالْآخِرَةِ, we cannot say وَبِالْآخِرَةِ because the Hamzah falls between the lam and the alif. So this alif becomes extension, وَبِالْآخِرَةِ. Whereby here, the Hamzah falls on top of the alif. And therefore, it is a Hamzah. The alif and the Hamzah together are Hamzah. Alright, here it is Hamzah and then alif extension. But here it is Hamzah and Hamzah alone. Why? Because the Hamzah is on top of the alif. Okay, another example here is al-hurru bil-hurri wal-abdu bil-abdi wal-untha bil-untha. All right, wal-untha bil-untha. The Hamzah is put on top of the alif, and this is we have to look at this from calligraphy point of view more than anything else. We have to look at it from calligraphy point of view. That is why the Hamzah here, especially this one, the Hamzah is put on top. The Hamzah is put on top. Whereby at the beginning of the question, the Hamzah is put somewhere here. Okay? So, this will take us to here. لِتَأْكُلُوا فَرِيقًا مِّنْ أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ بِالْإِثْمِ. Look at this. بِالْإِثْمِ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. This is verse number 188. This again is in Surah Al-Baqarah. بِالْإِثْمِ. If we look at the previous one, which is this one over here, when since وَالْأُنْثَى بِالْأُنْثَى or لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ is on top, is on top, is on top. Now, when it is kasra, it is put beneath. Hamzah, anytime it is kasra, it will be put beneath the letter of alif or the letter of ya. Now, when it is kasra in this situation, it is put where? Beneath. Alright. But people usually don't have problem reading this bil ifmi. Why? Because there is no any kind of extension before the Hamzah here. All right, but they will have problem when there is any form of extension or the letter before is fatha. So that's where alam tara ilal mala'i, they see this like this is an extension and this is a separate Hamzah, whereby it is not the case. And if we remember very well, like this, we have Hamzah. Before the Hamzah, we have Fatha, and there is extension. And there is extension. So we don't only have Fatha, we have extension here. Israel. Why? Am I highlighting this? Because had this one been an extension, it will have had what? A waveform, a symbol of extension. But because it is not, that is why there is no waveform here. Otherwise, it will have had a waveform. Alam tara ilal mala'imin. This is a wrong reading here. Okay, so alam tara ilal mala'i. So imagine this ilal mala'i the same way you will imagine this bil ithmi. All right. Another example is here. قال الملأ. See this word al-mala'u and al-mala'i are the same, but they are the same meaning, of course, a group of people. So al-mala'u mean the same, but because they fall in different grammatical location, that's why this one becomes al-mala'i and not al-mala'i. And here is qala al-mala'u and not al-mala'u. Of course, no one will say al-mala'u because looking at the position of this one. But the mistake will always come here. So remember, since one is trying to make sense of his Tajwid knowledge, since by imagining, since the Hamzah here is not being immediately under this alif, that's why he's extending. Well, you should also engage your other Tajwid rule or knowledge, rather, your other Tajwid knowledge, to know that the moment we have extension and is followed by Hamzah, then the alif, the extension must have what? Must have a wave form. Israel, qawmihi, inna. All right? Clear, inshallah? So I hope this answers this particular question, which says, how do we read, or how to read that Hamzah? And that Hamzah is basically the Hamzah of al-mala'i min bani Israel, and not al-mala'i. All right, so with that, we have come to the end of today's session of SimplyRYQ Q&A, session number 16, in which we covered and answered the question, how to read that Hamzah. Don't forget to share your questions for our next. We will still have one more SimplyRYQ Q&A under SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Baqarah. And since this episode is being recorded months after yesterday's episode was recorded and tomorrow's episode was recorded, a lot of things has transpired. And we have had a new series by the name SimplyRYQ, My Batch. You may want to check out the playlist under TVQ.Academy and look for SimplyRYQ, My Batch playlist and find out what we are doing there. A lot of things is taking place there. And we are actually playing Qur'an game, where we check and master our readings in a very short forms. So don't miss out and don't be left out. See you there and see you here as well. See you tomorrow. Until then, I leave you in Allah's protection. See you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم